I'm a training manager with Firestone. Today, we're going to tell you about the do's and don'ts when it comes to proper tractor setup. I have my colleague Brad Harris with me, who is a field engineer for Firestone, and he's going to walk us through these do's and don'ts. So what do you want to tell us, Brad?
All right, Makia, the first thing is when we're setting up our tractor, unfortunately, too many people think they need to have all the front suitcase weights on their tractor. When we get into certain markets that have three-point equipment, yes, we do need to have those suitcase weights to properly ballast that tractor to drive it up and down the road.
Okay.
But when we do that, we need to make sure we have a high enough load index on the tires, or have duals on the front of that machine.
So what else do you recommend?
Well, as we're talking about tire pressures, let's look at the rear of the machine.
Okay.
This particular tractor is used in the spring for drawbar work, but we also do some three-point work with it in the fall. Because of that, there's no one set pressure that these tires should be run at. So in the spring, we run 11 psi to carry the load because it's just drawbar work. But in the fall, when we're carrying our deep ripper, we inflate these tires up to 17 psi to be able to carry the extra weight of that deep ripper. So when customers ask, what's the one inflation pressure should I run? Most of the time, they could have three different inflation pressures on their tractor for the year.
Oh wow, that's definitely good information to know. So are there any more do's and don'ts?
One of the other do's and don'ts is if we are pulling the duals off of the tractor, we again, since we're carrying the weight on 2 tires instead of 4 tires, we're going to have another inflation pressure for those inside tires to be able to carry the weight. When we go to put those duals back on, we talk about radial runout. If we don't get this tire on this hub correctly, we can have this tractor have a ride vibration going up and down the road. So it's very, very important to make sure when we're putting the duals back on the tractor that we've got everything concentric around the center of this axle. So as we go up and down the road, we've got a smooth, comfortable ride.
Awesome, awesome, Brad. Well, thank you so much for sharing that information with us. And if you want more information about the do's and don'ts, as well as how to properly set up your tractor, visit firestoneag.com.